Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Kid Ordan. And today I'm going to be reviewing a film titled The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this, and of course, it has a strong female lead. I do have to talk about the plot of this film, so as always, let's get into it, and let's begin, shall we? And as I mentioned before folks, a moment ago, the female lead is a strong woman. Of course, it's Pippi Longstocking. She pretty much gets washed ashore into this new town where she pretty much takes residence into this abandoned home. Yeah, just some random abandoned house on the street. Someone just took residence there. That's it. And there's these plenty of people in this town that don't really like her. Primarily the adults in this movie. Oh, you're telling me that literally every single adult in town is not gonna like her without any kind of explanation?
That don't make no sense.
Because there's quite a few things I will have to say about the adult characters in this film. But so Pippi herself just wants to do whatever she wants throughout the movie, regardless what any authoritative figures would say. But anyway, of course she does meet some friends, primarily these two young kids. These two characters like they were in the animated version of the story. And she shows that she has this spunky personality, which is fine, of course. I'm always supporting for a strong female lead with a personality. So in that department, that's fine, folks. And the two little kids, their parents don't like the fact that they are hanging around with Pippi Longstocking. Her father had been pretty much summer out the entire time. Yeah, her own dad doesn't really show up until like pretty much towards the end of the film. There's a whole section of the film where she actually went to school for a little while, and I found that part of the story totally unnecessary, and it came off it was dragging the overall plot. So it just came off it was nothing but filler really, and that's it. And that's because these two characters, Pippi Longstocking and her dad, were on this ship in the beginning of the film, and they were having a good time until there was an insane storm that suddenly come out of nowhere and pretty much ruins their entire fun, which is why she ends up in that one town that I mentioned a moment ago. It's a small town she has to stay in for a little while. And throughout the entire film, there's this one character and his pals that wants to buy up the house in which she is staying in. But I guess the villain character is not really much of a villain, really. He pretty much just wants to stay in that house and wants it for himself. But anyway, so yeah, this film is, how do I say it? I don't hate the movie really because it's not quite as bad. There's the whole scene where she tries to clean the house in the hallway, I guess. But then the parents of these kids say Pippi is a bad influence, and that doesn't go anywhere at all. The entire point of setting up that plot point if they were never going to explore it at all. There was even a section in the film where they'll go in the woods and there was like literally no consequences for disobeying their parents. I really didn't like this film, folks. I honestly did not think this was a good movie. I even thought the live action TV series was a lot better than this. And I do mean a lot better. And even the animated series, which was a personal favorite of mine, still is, was a lot better and is, up to this day, more entertaining than this movie. As I thought it was going to be. But the thing that really stopped me from really enjoying this film is that, well, it felt contrived. I guess that's the best way to describe this film, folks. This film feels extremely contrived. And the parent characters, yeah, the grown-up characters I want to talk about for a moment, they pretty much all the parent characters, all the adult figures in this film are incompetent just for the plot convenience. Every adult, folks, I don't mean every single adult. They make it as though like all the adults in this film are complete morons, like they don't know any better about anything. What? So once you hit a certain age, you just become extremely stupid? How? That doesn't add up, really.
So I know this is supposed to be a kids movie and whatnot, but it still doesn't make any sense when you think about it.
So, which does annoy me. It really, really annoys me. There's plenty of ways that the script could have been rewritten. I mean, this film does have some moments I did like, but yeah, there's quite a few stuff I did like about this film, like the fact that it's a female lead that wants to take care of herself, and she has a good heart and all that. There's some elements of the story that I did like. However, like I said a moment ago, folks, this film feels extremely contrived. So because of that, I couldn't fully enjoy it all the way because of that. Not only that, my god, this film is cheesy. It's extremely campy to the maximum. I've seen really campy movies before, like this for example. I mean, Gamera vs. Goran. I mean, granted, sure folks, this film, The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, is nowhere nearly as bad as this film right here. Oh, thank God, it really, really isn't. Still, folks, I still found this film to be rather campy anyway. So, yeah. And yes, I know, folks, this film was aimed for a much, much younger audience than myself, but still. Some of the dialogue was a bit cheesy. I can tell you that right now. And I did like some of the jokes that were done here. Some of the jokes were, kind of funny in some ways, but a lot of the other jokes did feel forced, and this film does have a lightheartedness to it, which I like. I like the fact that it does have a lighthearted tone to it, which in some ways I don't mind it really. So that's fine right there, I guess. I can't complain about that. And yeah, I did see worse films than this, folks. And the film isn't entirely faithful to the source material. There's some stuff that's well changed, I guess you would say. I did like the animated version of the character way more than this. I'm telling you that right now, so maybe it's just me, I guess, I don't know. Again, folks, I don't entirely hate the movie. I mean, it's not an exact translation of the books, but still, yeah, some stuff was changed, obviously. But in some ways does upset me in some manners. And yet, some of the music I did like, but that gets brought down due to the fact that the music keeps getting repeated over and over again. And even the main character sings the theme song quite a few times throughout the entire film. And I felt that maybe that was done on purpose to break the fourth wall, I guess, maybe. I don't know if that was the intention, but at least that's how I took it. I took it as a way that the film was just pretty much breaking the fourth wall in a way. And so yeah, this film is somewhat faithful to the source material. Yeah, a lot of critics didn't like this movie overall, really. But yes, this got poor reviews upon its release, but I don't think it was that bad. But again, what really brought it down is the story itself. There were some other animated versions and other movies of the character, but since these types of movies are hard to find, they just kind of fell into obscurity pretty much.
The film was released into a single disc DVD over the years, more than once, of course. And then, not only that, onto these packets, these featurettes, I guess, more than once as well. So there's that. Didn't outright hate this movie or anything. I just felt like ultimately it was a waste of potential. Seriously, I've seen people do a lot worse than this movie. Because case in point, all these awful, awful films I've reviewed. So I've seen far worse than this movie. In these movies, I can actually say are like a billion times worse than the live action version of Pippi Longstocking. That's for sure, folks. Any of these I never want to watch again. I'd much rather watch Pippi Longstocking live action version than any of these again. Because they're that awful. And at the end of the day, this film is just forgettable. Very forgettable in my honest opinion. Because later, I'm not gonna remember this, like, at all.
Yeah, some of the acting needed some work. In my brutal honest opinion, I think the only person that did a really good job was the actress who played Pippi Longstocking. As for everybody else, they did an okay job, I guess. The film itself is really goofy, so I guess for kids under the age of 10, might actually enjoy this film a lot more than I did. I'll tell you that right now. And if they actually do a sequel for this, maybe I could watch it, I guess, maybe. I don't know. but the story itself could have been a lot better. The structure of the story felt all over the place. I didn't like how the story itself was completely structured, really. It felt all over the place, so to speak. And, yeah, some of the parents really wanted to get her out the house, but some things could have happened a lot earlier, but let's just say certain problems could have been fixed, didn't end up getting fixed right away. So a lot of the pacing was a bit, well, wrong, I guess you could say. Some of the pacing was a bit slow when it comes to the development of the plot itself. Yeah, it doesn't have the charm of the original Swedish versions that this is based upon, so there was that. And it's not perfect at all by any means. Well, at least I didn't have to watch any more episodes of Lazy Town. Oh my god. I really don't like that show at all. I really despise it. Anyway, folks, back to this movie. The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. It gets an overall rating of 5.0 out of 10. It gets a 5.0 out of 10. It's just adequate, I guess. As always, thanks for watching and take care. See ya. Oh yeah.